coming to you live from Revive, and with all due respect, for the very last time. And here's your host, CJ Walter!
Yeah! Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Periscope people in the audience, thanks for coming out tonight. Last time, Shark in the saddle. Yee! I'm pumped. One more time.
I'm sad that it's over. We got a lot of good memories.
Yeah, bittersweet.
Well, it is a little bittersweet.
But it's time.
It's time.
I just looked at 19 weeks. This is the 19th episode. And with all due respect.
That's awesome.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
God has blessed in a lot of different ways.
It's for no other reason than for me, myself, really.
There you go.
I mean,
so tonight's going to be a little bit different. We're going to take a look back at over the past 6 months, over the past 19 episodes, and just look at some memories, look at some past things. I know we're putting the video together, and there's a lot of things in there I just completely forgot about.
it's so crazy that you said that. 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's seems like we just started this
I
the
know.
other day, you know?
It's crazy.
Doing
So
this.
we didn't get kicked out. We had a lot of fun, and who knows what the future is going to hold.
Yep.
So we made a video segment that we're going to show. We're calling it the best of WADR.
Hashtag what if zombies attack?
You have to have a game plan. You have to know where you're going. You have to know, is that area going to be safe enough? Are you going to be in travel zones for these zombies? I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to think about.
I mean, I've watched enough Walking Dead that I know how to survive.
Yeah, I would like to think I would survive.
Here's the tip of advice. What if zombies attack? Here's what you need. You need lots of bullets and contraceptives.
Yes.
Those are 2 things you need. Why? Because you don't need no daggone babies running around out there with their zombies chasing you.
You're right.
Yes, here's Kevin.
Kevin, come on down. Come on down, Kevin.
I will stand by you forever.
Wizard. That's great. Yeah, that's serious.
You are one pathetic loser.
Hey, you don't say that.
Hashtag family photo. Everybody's got a family photo.
My mind automatically goes back to like a year ago. CJ had to fill in for me on a family photo because I went deer hunting.
You didn't know!
Yes. I love Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet I did.
I bet you didn't.
And mind you, I am saying with all due respect.
Yes.
If you leave everything you got to a dog, you need a CAT scan.
Ooh, I like what you did
Amen.
there.
And stickers that supermarkets use on fruit is edible, even the glue.
It is?
You just didn't know.
I did. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Some hashtag my baseball pickup lines. Now we all know we've had our own pickup lines back in the day, but us three, we've been off the market for a while. So diving into this a little bit. How about, I've stolen a lot of bases in my life, but all I want now is to steal your heart.
I don't know if that would work.
There's no way it works.
No way it would work.
Where do you pick up? I wouldn't even know. I've been married for so long. Where do you even pick up chicks? You go to Applebee's?
Happy hour, Applebee's.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Hit
would
the
work.
club. No.
Baseball, I mean, we could go to some really inappropriate place with baseball pickup lines.
Oh yeah.
But we will not go there.
We will not.
Family and
Like,
friendly.
Who's your dad at Bacon?
That has nothing to do with it.
That scary stories in 5 words.
You took the last Mountain Dew. That's
That's 6 words.
Mountain Dew is 1 word.
Mountain Dew. Mountain
There's no
Dew.
more Mountain
It's not 1 word. Word from our sponsors.
Ow! 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 Will you quit? I'm ready for some Hannah Montana coon repellent. Batman out. I don't think so.
Brought to you by Hannah Montana Coon Repellent. It also repels bedbugs, terrorists, and extraterrestrial beings. Thank you so much for your sponsorship.
There you go, Chick Magnet.
Chick Magnet. Like, I knew it was National I Love You Day. Because that's the first thing I said to my wife when I woke up today.
You're full on.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or a horse-sized duck?
To be honest with you, I didn't really want to bring you up here tonight.
I know.
Cancellation.
Trust me, I know.
Pastor Josh,
Hey,
however.
that's awesome, CJ. You're so awesome, man. I want to be like you, really.
So, but Pastor Josh is, he's the liberal pastor here at
No.
Truth or untrue? In space, you cannot cry.
Can we phone a friend?
Yeah, that's what it feels like up here. This is crazy. Mike's just sitting down.
I would think, why wouldn't you be able to cry? You can use the bathroom in space. Is it crying though if your tears go up? That's deep. Is it considered crying if your tears go up?
That's not the question. You can't ask me questions.
Yeah. We're going with. Can you repeat the question?
In space, you cannot cry.
Untruth.
Untruth.
Technically, it's true.
Why?
Because there's no gravity, so your tear, it develops, but it does not fall.
See, that's what
Well, he didn't say that.
But it doesn't go up in the.
Still crying.
Would you rather be a rabbit or a horse?
I knew it. It's always a horse. Would you rather?
Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Would you rather have a dog head with a human body or a human head with a dog body?
I'm going.
Do you think he sits at home?
He has to think about it. I guarantee he's like driving in his car, you know, and he's like, I wonder what I could have on there next week for Would You Rather. I'm going to go with a human body, dog head. This is why. The only thing I think that I could gain from having any parts of a dog would be the nose, to be able to smell. And I would utilize it. I would be a drug-sniffing dog. Human dog. Drug-sniffing. And I would get paid lots of money to bust scumbags. I'd sniff drugs right out. And you know it would scare drug dealers to death if a half-human...
They let you out of the backseat of a cruiser?
Yeah. they would have my own cage and everything. Canine unit. My dog name would be Shark.
The guy needs help and he just pushes the button, opens the door.
Yeah, he pushes the button.
You run
out
out.
I come.
Yeah. Alright, would you rather have a robot maid or a talking dog?
I would go talking dog. This is why. Because if I have a human body and a dog head, how cool would it be to have a talking dog to go along
That
with
might,
me?
people got get confused
It's like
by
an
that
accessory.
relationship.
They'd be like, what is this?
Yeah. Breaking news. There was a missing persons report. Shark Plunkett is gone. Now we have a picture of the before and after and projected of what he could look like. This is him before he was missing. Handsome man. This was what he could have been wearing. As you'll notice, the very tight pants. There's no way he got those off. And now the projected picture of what he could look like now, it's been about 3 hours. If anybody knows where we can find him, please let us know here at Revive. We thank you so much for it. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Wizard. And absolutely, I think if anybody following us on Periscope happens to see him, please contact us here at Revive. Be very helpful, and his family, wife, and 2 kids would very much appreciate it as well.
Fugazi.
Fugazi is
Fugazi, it's fake.
Fugazi, Fugazi, it's a Wazzy, it's a Woozy, it's a... There it does.
Like the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire.
The Black Sheep returns.
I'm a big fan
Last
of
name
all
Echo,
due respect.
first name
Yeah.
Lewis, like a spring ankle.
I'll tell you what, this is where all the cool people hang out.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. I think it's a great question.
No, it's not.
It's
Terrible.
If your life was like Seinfeld, what character would you be?
Pastor John would be Kramer. Look at his socks.
Yeah.
I think you were like
Who would I be? I'm not a Seinfeld guy, so.
George.
Did Noah have woodpeckers on the ark?
Great question.
If so, where would he keep them?
Wow.
Away from wood.
The whole boat is made of wood.
Yeah, I mean, but like you just said, after watching that, I think it's more bitter than sweet. It's been a lot of fun.
Cheers.
Yeah.
What's funny is that that's like a 12-minute video of 19 hours of episodes. So it was just kind of like go through and just kind of fast forward, and we didn't touch any top 5s, any nothing.
Right.
But it's a good time. A lot of laughs, a lot of good times. Just
There's a lot of meat in there, too.
a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So we didn't even touch any of the meat. And I was telling somebody earlier that 19 different topics, I couldn't name them. I don't know what we talked about. But, you know, we put together 19 hours of footage. We went through just kind of, I know I missed a thing or two. And tomorrow, next day or whatever, we'll look at it and say, damn it, go on it. Or even after tonight when somebody brings it up, forgot to put that in there. But no disrespect intended. Just is what it is. So, moving on, Shark, I'm going to ask you, favorite WADR moment?
Favorite WADR moment would have had to have been the what would you do questions.
What would you do? See, because that,
I love those questions.
what would you do's? I like those.
Yeah.
I like the, myself, I'd have to go with the would you rathers.
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, that one, with the, what was it, the duck-sized horses? That'll never get old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Is it
never.
the
Hilarious.
duck-sized horses or the horse-sized duck?
Yeah. You think of a little horse the size of a duck, which is hilarious.
That is hilarious. And then think of a duck the size of a horse.
Scary.
Horrifying.
We was going to go through, so I was going to make a segment of all the of all the dumb stuff that Shark has said on this show, but I didn't have time.
That'd be a really long video.
It was going to be hilarious.
You know something else? I was looking back at that video, and something that I'm really going to miss is my beard. My beard looked really good in that video.
Yeah.
It did.
Weak moments.
I did. I should
Weak moments.
just trimmed it up.
They have a hotline for that. You know? So, we're going to transition to this thing. I wanted to bring up, for the last time, our pastor for the night, Pastor Josh Cummins, everybody.
Song for me. That's what I'm talking about. Best singer in the world.
He's not playing my guitar.
It's me.
No, this was just for you tonight.
After all you like to me.
Thanks for all your support, Pastor Josh. No problem, man.
So, Pastor Josh,
Oh, Pastor Josh.
we talked about 19 different topics, and you were here for the majority of them. Now, I'm not saying.
What pastor did you expect to come up here?
I'm not saying that you're better than Pastor Earl, but I'm saying you're better than Pastor Earl. And I hope he's sitting on a beach somewhere watching it, and I hope a crab bites his tail. So, no, we give Pastor Earl our time. But seriously, though, you have been here for us. Every time, we appreciate that. We don't forget. We do appreciate you coming up here, taking a beating some nights. You see the video clip there?
Kramer. I got called Kramer like 70 times.
Yeah, but you.
I mean, I deserve it, but
you dressed as him as for Halloween.
I did dress it, so I brought it on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one even knew Seinfeld was even a show until you start talking about it.
I watched about 4 episodes a day.
He's the only person I know that binge watches a TV show that's been over for a decade. All right, so 19 different topics. I'll put you on the spot. What was your favorite meat topic?
Man.
I started going through and thinking about how I was trying to think about all of them, and it's impossible.
It's hard to remember a lot of them, but I know there's a couple cool moments that I thought of where we did all the crazy stories in the Bible. You could not even. I don't know if that was more serious or fun, but it was definitely an awesome topic to cover that night. Just the 5 craziest stories that you can find in the Bible, and we always talk about the she-bears. But then. I think another moment when we were talking about all the disciples getting called and Shark did a demonstration on the nets, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite part about this time we've just dove into some stuff is the fact that we're just on with all due respect, we're not afraid to talk about anything, any topic that is going on, whether it come from guns, whether it come from alcohol, whether it comes, whatever it may be, just not afraid to talk about anything, because a lot of times the church is afraid to talk about issues that they need to talk about, that the world deals with, but we don't deal with,
right.
And that's a really big problem. And so I think that's the coolest part for me, is that we went into topics that the church doesn't necessarily go into all the time, and they should.
Yeah. I think the way we do things around here, I think it's allowed us to talk about certain topics. And then we talked about, like you said, guns, alcohol, and then we talked about abortion.
Yeah, we talked about Planned Parenthood, that was good,
Christmas, Halloween.
Christmas,
we
Halloween.
talked about Halloween and the whole thing. And
if it could be controversial, we were looking for it. Just because, if you're, even if right, wrong, or indifferent, even if what we were saying, it's getting it out there, talking about, getting people thinking about it, getting people digging into their word, looking it up, and finding things out for themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit of challenge that we put on them. Maybe the challenge was just for them to say, you know what, I think those guys are full of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove them wrong.
Absolutely. I think
either way, we're winning.
the church needs that. We have a lot of opinions that are not based on the Bible.
Right.
On a lot of different issues.
Well, if you don't talk about controversial topics and you don't dive into them, you don't study them and base them off of what God's Word says, and to kind of help you come up with a conclusion, then what you do, you basically go off of what everybody else
Yeah, what the world says. Absolutely.
And that's not always the best thing either, because that's not God's thing either.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's my favorite part. I mean, I don't necessarily have a favorite topic, but what I do know is my favorite part of this whole entire thing is we talked about topics that don't get talked about a lot. And that is what's awesome, because the church needs that. They need to be challenged in areas that they don't necessarily study all the time and talk about.
I think it's easier for us to get away with it, though.
In this environment? Absolutely.
We bring you in and make you laugh and make you our friends, and then we say, oh, yeah, by the way, we
dropped the hammer on you.
Yeah, well, here's the hammer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And most times, or more times than not, the hammer that we were dropping was dropped on ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's cool. I mean,
yeah.
You are really fun.
I think I will give you my favorite topic here. Let's see. I think the Halloween episode that we did was really awesome.
It was.
Because we just, we brought up a lot of cool topics in that night. I think that might be my favorite one that we've done.
I think one of the coolest things for me through this experience and through doing this is being able to talk to people maybe at my workplace or outside of church that I don't always or normally get to talk about God with. And it never failed. It always seemed like whatever topic we would be talking about, a topic similar to that would get brought up. So then I would, because of being in my word, because of this, and studying it through WADR, and to be able to do the show, I was able to share with them, what we were going to talk about or what we had already talked about. So that was cool for me because I got to do that a few times.
Well, I think it just goes back to show you what we started this whole thing for was kind of like a small group Bible study type. I mean, that's what our intentions were. Because you have people like myself that say, "Hey, let's go to a Bible study." I'm going to say, "I don't know." You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, come in here, you have fun, you have some laughs, you're already digging into your word because you're talking about topics, and you have to be, because if you don't dig into them, you're going to sit there like a moron.
Right.
So I think that's something that we catched on, and I think many people have said that WADR is something that's before its time. Like this whole thing is something that's before its time. It's what I've heard several times from individuals. People are just not real sure what it is, and that's because it's never been done before. So, but that's cool. But I think it's kind of it's always looking for new ways to reach people, new ways to pursue the ministry, new ways to, fresh ideas, whatever it takes. We've always said whatever it takes, we're willing to, to do whatever it takes to reach somebody, to bring someone closer to Christ. And I think we've done that here. I think there'll be fruit that we'll never see. And then there's such fruit, like Sharp was saying, just for ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
That we saw planted and grow. So.
Yeah, I think that's, like I said, that's what it's all about. Just to do different things, and even if you just reach one person, that could be the whole point.
I think kind of evolved, maybe if that's the right word, evolved from the beginning toward the end, kind of as we grow, our topics kind of grew, so to speak, and the things that we talked about, became bigger and more important, so to speak, and maybe more controversial.
I think there was one segment or a couple segments that we did. And the topics I was just kind of, and they turned into like an all-out deep discussion, something like you never really thought. And I remember us leaving here several nights going, man, like that meat was good. That meat was good stuff. And it had nothing to do with us. And we had studied up, and God spoke, during that whole thing, just bam. It was like, whoa, you're walking out of here, you think you're going into just to talk about a few things and and be done, and God shows up and shows you something as you're diving into it. It's pretty awesome.
I think one of those shows was when we did the calendar.
Time,
and how you spend your time, what you spend your time doing. That was one for me that you know, once we started diving into it, it went somewhere totally way more deeper than what I thought it was going to, and I was like,
Yeah, that was a good one.
wow, you know.
Then the other one I thought was good was we were talking about what are things that we can do to kind of ease the burden to get people involved in the church. That, you know, we have to eliminate all the stumbling blocks, anything that the church got to do a better job of doing the best that we can of eliminating all this stuff out of people's way so they can serve, and then it's on them. I thought that was a good topic because just something that every church needs to do better. Eliminate everything they can out of the way of those people and basically leave the decision on them at that point. I thought that was a good topic as well.
So a lot of good topics, a lot of good discussions. And hey, they're on YouTube, so we can go back and watch them again. And you know, people follow us on Periscope. You can look that up. And I mean,
There's like a year or something we watch one of those videos, like, man.
Yeah, like that was good. Or you know, use them in a sermon going down the road or anything. You never know. So, Pastor Josh, for the last time, we thank you. Thanks for coming up here and helping us out. Man.
Absolutely.
Pastor Josh, everybody, last time.
Started on local, but thanks to all the haters, I know she's on the first.
All right, we're going to give you a little treat tonight. For the first time ever, our special guest for the night. For the first time ever, from behind the curtain.
This is scary.
There's people on Periscope don't even have a clue what this dude looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, the one that we call the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard. Periscope people. Wizard, Periscope people.
Periscope people, what's up?
This is the man.
This is the man with the plan. If we
I don't know about these lights, man. This is a little different, ain't it?
This is the guy that if we mess up, it's his fault, and the guy that if we do awesome gets no credit. So.
Right. So, kids, don't aspire to be me.
All right. So, Wizard, seriously, behind the scenes during this whole thing, what is that like?
It's a lot of late nights up here, dark. Watch yourself when you leave because it's 1 a.m.
Right.
Pulling sound drops. Back there, you know, stuff doesn't happen just right. You click some buttons, stuff. I mean, and it's also kind of fun because you can throw it kind of at you guys if something really goes crazy, and just take a lot of it away. But there's a lot of improv.
I think that you have, and this might make any sense, the funnest job in the business and the worst job in the business.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can throw just shade on you all day long, just like, you know, old snaps like Kevin Becker filling in right now, but you know, like, oh, you're the dumbest, whatever, you know what I mean, and get away with it.
Right.
Like, oh, it's okay, just throwing it at you, no big deal.
That's what I like. So
It hurt my feelings.
Oh, did it?
I cried at home.
So you have, you are the creator of all the segments that we have. But do you have a favorite segment? Like if we said you can only do one segment for the rest of eternity, which one would it be?
I had a couple loaded up tonight, even like 90s TV shows and stuff like that.
Right.
If we need, and which would have been pretty fun. But the Would You Rather is by far the best because basically it's like giving kids a stick and a ball, and you say, "Here you go."
Right.
Okay, like, and especially if be driving around all day, like Shark says, you know, trying to figure out like what is the dumbest thing I could actually ask them this week, and you know, you can search up some of them, but a lot of them you just gotta come up with. Just be like, okay, like open my mind up here and think of just ridiculous.
Well, it was a fantastic job because you think some of the dumbest questions. And you see us pause for a minute, like really thinking out loud, like yeah, that makes total sense. And I'm thinking, are we all nuts in this
Right.
place?
Yeah.
That's
And then
why
Shark
that
goes,
was so awesome.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the dog head, and this is why.
Right. Here's
Yeah.
why.
Here's
why.
Boy! He's like, straight serious.
Yeah.
And just comes up with an answer that is just like, where did you think of that?
5 words. Says 17.
I said 6. Mountain Dew is hyphenated, right?
Oh, it's got
No. MT Dew.
Still fighting that.
It's on the same can.
Yeah. You don't win this one. Right. Right there.
You all be the judge. Shark.
They're even color coded
It was
for you,
one-
okay? The green for mountain, there's a red for Dew.
There you go. It's okay.
I know. I'm
So-
just glad they found me.
Oh, me too, man. It's all them tight pants you was wearing. That's what it was. You know, it's like I told them. I said, look for tight pants. If you find that, that's the
I
guy.
had to have those cut off. I did.
Crazy.
Safety scissors. So, people have been asking me, so I'm just going to give you all's opinion. The future of WADR, what does that look like in your all's opinion? Like, people have asked, yeah, we know you guys are stopping, but is this really the last time, or is there some kind of different avenue you think down the road, or are you just leaving the book open for whatever happens, happens? Your opinion. Shark?
Yes. I'm glad you asked me that question, or asked that question. And this is
Here's
why.
and here's why.
No, it's the first time. I didn't know that you were going to ask that question, so I wasn't prepared for it, but I had been thinking about it. And like I said, this last episode is really more bitter than sweet because I've enjoyed it. And I don't think sometimes you realize how much you enjoy doing something until it's the last one, if that makes sense. So sitting up here right now, I'm like, man, we've had a lot of fun doing this, and we've learned a lot doing it. So I think it's more
19 weeks. Something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
So I think it's more like, let's leave the book open and say, you know what? Let's just let God lead, and hopefully this is not the last time that we put something like this together, or even the same exact thing. Just give it a break and then bring it back up and see what God does with it. So I'm pretty excited about it, what God's going to do, because I know this is not the say-all, end-all night.
Right. It's I mean, I know like podcasts and stuff are big now. You can do a lot of that, and it's not that bad. You don't have time restraints. You know, you can actually come up here at the middle of the night and do one, and pump it out. But it just kind of there's a lot of things you do. I mean, and it could be up to you guys too. I mean, throw some stuff at us at Revive GC at Twitter. I mean, there's see what you would want to do. I mean, we're on a podcast. Let us know if you really like this. It's actually kind of hard to get feedback sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Throw it our way, because if it's something that's really reaching out to you, if it's something that you look forward to each and every week, that's what we need to know that. Because
What I'm talking about.
we have to prepare for it and make it work.
No, I think that's a great point. Is that it is sometimes you kind of looking at something and saying, is this really working or not? And it's kind of hard.
Well, it's a little hard too with this because most of it's online.
Yeah.
People are streaming. People are watching Periscope. There's guys sitting on the couch or sitting whatever right now that are just watching. Like, hey, seriously, this is your last one. Like,
Right.
what's going on? And they want more of it, and it has nothing to do with us. It's just it's something different, and it's not your typical service, Bible study / anything. It's something kind of by itself, and it's a hybrid, and I think it works well.
No, I think you're right. I think, like you said, if you're sitting on your couch right now at Periscope and you just found this thing 2 weeks ago, and you're like, wait a minute, guys, what the heck? Hit us up on Twitter, at ReviveGC. Let us know what's going on. I mean, if someone asks me the question, if I'm going to give my honest opinion, I'm willing to do whatever I'm willing to run through any door that God opens. But the door that I would, how I rephrase this, the door that I would hope that God would open, that we could run through, if I had my pick, would be something with a radio.
It'd be awesome.
I just think that would be the coolest thing. I think it's what we've got here just works that way. So I don't, but I have zero. People are sitting, who knows where in the country right now watching us on Periscope, but I have no clue how that Periscope thing works. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't know. But maybe that's what I'm like. Man, that would be unbelievable. Maybe it's an hour a week, hour every 2 weeks, an hour a month, whatever it is that God opens that door and we go in there and see what happens. And if it bombs, it bombs. But it sure be heck of a lot of fun to try.
It'd be a whole lot of fun to try. Do you think I'd have a good radio voice?
I don't know. I think you have to talk like. I think you have to have like the Dan Patrick thing going on where you're like, it's the hey everybody.
WAKLC Radio, brought to you
But
by Hannah Montana Coon Repellent.
they have a lot of effects and stuff that can help you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like make my voice sound better.
More manly.
More manly? What about more dog-like?
Yeah.
Or dog leg. Yeah.
Whoa!
If you are a real wizard, but if you were a real wizard, would you smoke a pipe?
Would I?
Well, what's he
I
got in
wouldn't
that
now,
pipe
so
would be the
why would
question.
I? If I was a real wizard, sure. I like a real long one, too. Like a game dog pipe, like way out of here, too. Yeah, that would totally happen. I would wear the robes and
That
everything.
could double as a cane.
That
Sure, I
do
would
you
just have a
know?
wizard staff, so.
Do you know what cartoon that is?
I do.
Show the people on Periscope that.
That is.
It's a great wizard.
Anybody in the audience know what? Yes.
Sword and Stone.
Sword and the Stone.
It's not the wizard's name.
His name is Merlin.
Thank you.
We know what his wizard's name is.
Everybody knows
I didn't ask
Merlin.
Guess what cartoon?
You need to find better help. I didn't ask what his name
I take
was.
what I can get.
He doesn't even use a
okay?
microphone.
Right, wait a minute.
Who gave him a mic?
Should have pulled battery.
So you got the future. We've got your favorite segment. Favorite WADR moment.
Favorite moment. You know what? It's almost got to be the video we just watched because it took like so many hilarious things and threw them on there. I mean, and to anybody watching that hasn't seen, I mean, we couldn't put all 19 on YouTube and stuff, but there were so many like funny, crazy moments that lasted like 15 minutes apiece, just laughing and stuff, and everybody's dying that you can't actually fit it in. Even into 19-minute video, it just can't. But I mean, all those things were great. Some of those sponsors and stuff that I had to do, just thinking of them myself. Just kind of like I'm dying here in the middle of the night laughing.
Yeah, I picked that Hannah Montana Cooner Pong because that was my favorite of all time. And I don't know if it was just the video was hilarious, but when you added that it repels terrorists, bedbugs, I just lost it. Like, what are you kidding me? That was hilarious.
Extraterrestrial beings.
Yeah.
You know what else I just remembered? I like the commercial you had on there about with the deer hunter.
Yeah.
He kept shooting the deer.
Yeah,
And he got up there and he had shot all the same.
Seeing a reindeer, like,
He's like, oh.
I seen
happy holidays, like that's not right.
I've seen a bunch of just going through the videos. I already had my mind made up what sponsor I wanted, so I didn't pay attention to them. But I seen that one. I seen the two hillbillies that end up getting one of them gets shot.
Yeah, pretending they're deer in there.
Yeah, it was just
They're like,
ooh,
holding sticks up.
Perfect.
So I feel like there's a lot of people. Like I said, you can go on YouTube, search Revive Church. All of our videos that we've got on there, you can go in there, because if you don't know what he's talking about, you can look it up. There is, because there's not one thing, and we're going to add some stuff to that video and make a final one, because I think it'll be cool just to be able to have and look back on. But there wasn't one thing on when we started this thing, and back in 1st of August, Donald Trump was like in every week. It was
Every
something.
week, Donald Pinata,
The pinata.
The Trump stamp.
the Trump stamp.
Yes, the Trump stamp.
Trump stamp, hashtag Trumpkin. I mean, it was every
Yeah,
week.
like he doesn't own enough. He owned some of the top 5 and everything.
Yes.
But
But
away from that guy.
he didn't make the video, so yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, he's got enough. He'll be all right. He didn't hurt his feelings, did he?
Yeah. So, anything else, Wizard? You want to share anything you want to talk about?
No, this was just fun, man. This was just a different experience. Getting to come up here and just and kind of hang out and do this. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of work. You guys had to do a lot of stuff on the research side and just kind of putting that together, and kind of had my own stuff that I had to do. And I mean, time consuming, yeah, but what really that's anything worth it? I mean, everything that's worth doing takes that time. And that's just how it is, no matter what, in church and everything. I mean, you gotta put the time in.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Right.
But I think that's my last point is the fact that I've done a lot of things in ministry. Anybody who's done a lot of things in ministry realizes that there's always, no matter what you're doing, there's always that point where you're just like dreading doing. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's the greatest thing you've ever done. You're always dreading. We've been here. I know it's just a short time, but I don't remember one night or whatever that I dreaded coming up here and doing this.
Yeah.
Because I knew, even if I had a rough day that day, that I knew that the first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes of this show was going to just, lift your spirits, and then you're in a good place for God to be able to speak to you. So,
Yeah.
I think that's what's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time and for the last time, Wizard, thanks for coming up here, man.
Hey, no problem.
See you guys. Wizard, everybody.
I think it's cool. Thinking about when you guys were talking about that, how you don't really realize just with this how much goes into it. Like, I don't really know what you do outside of the show to prepare for the show, vice versa. I don't really know what goes into what Slow does. I mean, I know a little bit, but I don't know all the details of what goes into what he does and how Pastor Josh or Pastor Earl has to prepare, or getting ready to do the video or any of that stuff. But God has blessed it so that He's just, we've got servants and people here that are willing to just say, you know what, I'm going to do my part. And then it all comes together and it works out. And that's cool to me to see that.
Well, it's like, and it's worked good because, like, the Wizard, he'll do the things that he does is like stuff that it'll be fun for me for, I don't know, first 10 minutes, and then I get tired of it. Like searching the web over and over, looking for, he either knows what he's looking for and he's trying to find it, or he's just searching, looking for something to use. And, it's an every week process, but he's got, it's just something that he's good at and he's done and worked great. But I think that, I think what we've done is a testimony to itself, because God spoke months and months ago. And I know I said, it's been 19 weeks, so it's almost 5 months of doing this, but it was really started about a month before, so we've been at it for like 6 months, and it's just, for the first time, God spoke, and we just kind of ran with it and said, well, let's just throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. And everything that He set up, like, you couldn't find nobody better than the Wizard back there to do whatever it is that he does.
That's perfect for him.
I mean, it just fits his personality. Me and you up here, it just works.
Yeah, it works. It fits,
I'm not going to claim to be the smartest person or the best spoken people, but and there's probably 100 other people that can do our jobs better, but we are what we have.
Just do it.
So, I don't know. Moral of the story is, don't be scared to take a chance, I guess.
Yeah, boy!
Alright, so we're going to get transitioned into what I want to take a moment to shout out some appreciation, like you. So now that we're to that point, if you want to go.
If I want to go?
Yeah, if you want,
Well, I don't want to step on your
on your
stuff. I just want to give a blanket.
Okay.
thank you, because I know are you going to get specific?
I'm going to get specific.
Yeah, I'll give a blanket thank you and let him do the specifics. But there's, like I just said, there's a lot of people that have came and supported, and a lot of the background music, and a lot of people that do a lot of different jobs to make this happen. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who's been watching on Periscope and on YouTube. We appreciate it. We all know that I am the better looking of the two hosts.
So I'm going to get specific just because there's a handful of guys in here tonight that, like you said, they've been here from the beginning, helped us here and there and everywhere, and I just want to give them a shout out. And if I'm going to call your name, if you want to come up here to the front, I want to get a picture taken, and we'll get Pastor Josh's beautiful outkicked his coverage wife to do that for us. So, Mr. Fugazi. Mr. Jim Astrak. My dude, cameraman Frank. Steve Streebles.
I'll stay here.
Pastor Josh. And the wizard. So it can be awkward, but we do whatever we want to around here.
I noticed that too. I always wore at Marine Church for some reason. I'm not the light hill guy.
So if you guys want to, cameraman Frank, if you want to hold that camera right where it is, and then come on down here, buddy. You and the wizard, and we'll get this picture taken. I'm gonna hang this in the church office.
Yeah, there you go. It's hard to remember all that.
It's awkward. Hang in there with us, Periscope. You got it?
Is it a Fugazi?
Is it a good one? Where's Lincoln? Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate the heck out of you guys, every one of you.
Except Screws.
Oh. And all jokes aside, I mean, there's those guys up here, been there from the beginning, done this and that, and
Basically whatever was needed.
without them, it would just be me and you sitting here.
Yeah, and the wizard pushing buttons.
Yeah. And that'd be okay, but it'd just be awkward. You're like, wasn't that funny? Wasn't funny? Okay. So, now is when I tell you, anything else you want to say or forever hold your peace?
No. I don't think
this is not the end, he says.
It's like The Walking Dead. You have seasons.
Seasons?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Or is it like when you say
Right.
Is that too soon?
Might be too soon.
All right. We won't burst any bubbles here.
Hey guys, I just started the car up.
Yeah.
You guys got ready to go?
All right. Periscope people. People in the audience, thanks for coming out tonight. Last time, but as Shark says, not last time. So we won't see you back here next week. Have a great Christmas. Enjoy some time with your family and friends, and who knows when we'll see you again. Thanks for being here.